With a long list of amazing products that was released at WWDC 2023, there was one that stood above them all, and that was the Vision Pro. And today we're going to go over the 5 most important questions regarding this product. Make sure you let me know what your favorite product was from this release and what product you wish Apple came out with instead. With Apple releasing this $3,500 headset, there was important questions to ask, which is, why is the price so high? Who is this product for? What are the best and worst features of this product? And what does this mean for the future of virtual reality? So let's answer that first question. Why is this price tag a $3,500 starting price? And what does that mean for the future prices of similar products? I think it's important to realize that although they didn't specify it in the keynote, this is really the developer's version of Apple's VR headsets. So what they want to do is they want to offer the best headset that they possibly can, so all the developers can utilize all that technology and develop the most efficient apps for that. It doesn't mean there's not going to be a budget version or an SE version, but it does mean that this is available, this will be available, and this will be the higher end version of VR that Apple offers. If you read between the lines, you realize that the word Pro was in the title, Vision Pro, which is going to be interesting for how they title other more budget-friendly versions of this, but regardless, this seems to be the professional version, which means it's obviously going to come with a higher price tag. Typically, when we see an Apple product, you notice that the price tag gets slightly higher with every generation, but I think this is going to be the one product that it goes backwards because of the technology is so new and it's not really super refined yet. I think over time, the price tag is going to eventually come down because if you think about it, let's say in about 5-6 years, this product goes up to $4,000, $5,000, who is actually going to buy that? And Apple's in the marketplace of selling to everybody. And you can't really sell a $4,000 product that you don't really need to everybody. There's obviously going to be a budget version coming in the future. Apple say that this product's going to be released next year. So that's going to put us 2024. Let's assume that a budget version could come maybe the fall 2024, spring 2025. You never know how fast they're going to work with this. So over time, as the technology gets better, I think the price is going to decrease, especially if they release an SE version. I think the price for that is going to be dramatically less, like $1,000 or under, which is a dramatic price cut from this $3,500 Pro base version, developer version, whatever this version you want to call it is. It's going to hopefully be dramatically less than this crazy price tag. So if this product is being announced so early in the timeline of its general release, this is obviously going to be a product for other individuals who are not developers. So who is this product for? In my opinion, I think this product is going to be great for people who are always on the go. Obviously somebody who's going to look for a higher price tag item. You know, the kind of people who would just buy a Pro iPhone for nothing less than a third camera and probably never use it, or the people that buy the Ultra watch and never go on a hike and just use it to and from work. I think that's who this product is going to be directed to, mainly the people who want to live in that expensive Apple ecosystem. And go for it. I would never buy this. I would never buy this. But from all the reviews that I've heard, it's pretty amazing. As I said in my earlier video, I think this is going to be a huge stepping stone in regards to the general public accepting virtual and augmented reality. Although obviously the general masses are not going to buy this product at $3,500 again. What I think is going to happen is somebody's going to buy this Vision Pro and then all their friends, all their family are going to want to try this. And then the general public's going to get immersed in virtual reality so that when Apple does release its more budget-friendly version, everybody's kind of already on board with it. I think it's a smart play. So outside of developers, I think it's going to be for the people who like the finer things in life or just the super techie individuals who want to try Apple's coolest new thing. So the coolest feature that I noticed was the detail that you can create your own movie theater setting and watch sports almost like you're live courtside at the game, which I think is absolutely amazing. For the majority of people in public who can't buy courtside tickets, I heard Marquez Brownlee talking about this, that it'll be a subscription or a one-time fee for each game. And if it's what he says, 10-20 bucks per game, and you're sitting courtside for like a Lakers Celtics final game, how could you not want to do that? So being able to immerse yourself more into movies, more into sports, I think is going to be a huge plus on this. And I think being able to do that with great partnerships like Disney is going to bring on a lot more adoption from the masses. Still, my favorite thing from this entire keynote is when somebody sat down on a couch and then a movie theater was created and then a gorgeous skyline of the mountain behind them was created. Like, that's the coolest thing. And if that actually is how it feels when you're wearing these, it's going to be a very dangerous game because that's just absolutely crazy. And I would literally sit there for hours if it wasn't for one thing that I'll get to in a sec. And one of the coolest things I've ever seen, which is you can look at your Mac screen, it'll connect with the headset, and you'll look up and the screen's going to follow you. Like, That is the coolest thing ever. In their demonstration, it just looked too flawless, and I can only imagine that 2 or 3 versions down the line, this is gonna be absolutely amazing. Another thing that I liked about this product was the screen on the outside was very interactive with whatever was around it. So if you're immersed in a game or a movie or something like that, you can see it from the outside. But if somebody comes into your view, the screen's gonna dim a bit and you can see the person's eyes. But it's not actually their eyes. You see, those are screens. It's not glass. That's the Vision Pro taking a photo of your eyes and projecting it through a screen, which I think is so cool because I think there's a lot more usability behind that, especially with developers. I wonder if they're gonna make backgrounds for this screen as well, make funny little glass screens. I don't know. I think there's a lot of options there. The last great feature I want to talk about is the integration of prescription lenses into this VR headset, because I think without that, especially with everybody's eyes getting worse and worse as the years go on, I don't know how the average person would use it, because eye fatigue is a real thing. And can you imagine the eye fatigue with somebody that needs prescriptions? Good play, Apple. But let's get into my issues with this. And with all these amazing things, there's obviously going to be drawbacks, but I didn't realize it was going to be in this area because Apple's been so good with this recently. And that is battery life. They're quoting a 2-hour battery life, and it made me think, how can you finish some of these movies that are over 2 hours? So what they did is they made this an external battery for obvious reasons, because it's going to be super, super heavy, and you don't want to just be carrying around that on your head. Like, you're going to break your neck, or your neck's just going to get super ripped. So you don't want to carry around this battery all day, so you put it in your pocket, you put it on the ground. But still, this 2-hour battery life, you can't advertise that you can watch movies with a giant mountain screen behind you and then only have a 2-hour battery life. Maybe I want to watch Avatar. And yes, Apple will probably sell bigger batteries for like $1,000 on this, or other third-party companies might do the same as well. I just think, even as a starting point, that's a little weak. Like, I was thinking like 4, maybe 6-hour battery lives, but 2, you can't even get through some college lectures with that battery life. It just doesn't make sense for me. Another thing that I was concerned about as well is, what happens if you drop these, or they get scratched, or the dog gets them and the screen breaks? How easy is it going to be to replace the screen? And how much is it going to cost? The unfortunate thing is the release date for this product is so far away that so many things can change, could improve, that it's hard to predict how exactly this product is going to perform. And nobody's really had their hands on it for more than like a half an hour session. If you're Marquez or if you're somebody else, you haven't really tested the limits of this product. So what does this mean for the future of VR? Well, if there's any company that can make something mainstream, it's probably Apple. And if there's any company that understands their customers, it's probably Apple. So I think if there's any company that can take this to the masses, it's going to be Apple. I just do not think it's going to be this product. I think it will be their budget version or their non-developer version that comes at a future date. As I said, I think as the technology progresses, the prices are going to come down a little bit. There'll obviously always be the expensive Pro prices, but I think for the masses, there will be that budget or SE or whatever version they want to call it that the average person could buy for the price of a phone, a laptop. I still don't understand how they're going to price it, because they're considering this a Mac. It's running the M2 chip. I don't know how this is all going to come together after this initial release of this initial product. Where does Apple branch out from here? Please let me know in the comments. There's still so many unanswered questions, but unfortunately only time will tell. Thank you everybody for following along. When we get any updates, I'll make sure to let you know. Thank you, and have a great rest of the day.